He still walks the same old road where they once shared every load. Footsteps echo in the dust, like they never learned to rust. The mailbox still bears her name, even though it's not the same. He can't bring himself to change what still feels so close and strange. There's a sweater on the chair, still carrying traces of her hair. Winter never felt so long since the day she moved along. He talks to photographs at night, under dim and fading light, as if somehow they might reply and tell him love don't really die. By year, but she never disappears, not in dreams or morning air. She's still waiting somewhere there, so he lives like nothing's gone, like the ending wasn't drawn, holding on to what remains in the quiet and the pain. Folds a day into the night, like memories that lose their fight. Every shadow on the wall feels like she might still call. The chair she loves still faces east, like time forgot to cease. And in the stillness of the air, he swears she's standing there. The kitchen clock keeps counting slow, where her laughter used to go. A chip plate, a broken cup, pieces he won't give up. He speaks her name without a sound, when no one else is around. And every breath he takes alone feels like waiting for her phone. They say the past should stay behind, but it never left his mind. It walks with him from room to room, filling silence, filling gloom. When the night turns pale and thin, he lets the memories in, not to hurt him anymore, but to keep her at his core. Porch light flickers in the wind, like it knows what's happened then. Two empty cups on the rail, still holding pieces of their tale. He carves her name into the wood, like somehow it still does him good. Every scratch a silent plea for what used to be. The old clock ticks without a care, but he still thinks she's somewhere there. In every shadow on the wall, in every echo down the hall, he talks tonight like she might hear across the distance of the years, and answers come in passing breeze that shake the sleeping trees. at the time, but it's still burning in his mind. Not loud, not bright, but always near. A quiet flame that won't disappear. And when the morning breaks the sky, he smiles like she just walked by. In a world that keeps on moving slow, while he stays where they used to go. Keeps her voice inside the wind, like it never left back then. Every road he used to drive still feels like she's alive. The radio plays their faded song. He still sings along so wrong, like if he holds the note just right, she'll come back into the night. There's a photo by his bed, faded colors, muted red, smiling like she used to do. In a world he once walked through, the house has learned her quiet ways, echoing her empty days. Even time won't dare erase what she left in every place. People say he should move on, but the feeling's still so strong, like a river stuck in stone, flowing but forever home. When the night turns into gray, he still whispers what he'd say if she ever crossed that line back into his life and time. truck beside the lake, where they once swore they'd never break. The radio played an old goodbye, like it knew the reason why. She left her ring on the kitchen stand, a final note he'd understand. But he still talks like she's around, in every quiet little sound. He keeps her jacket by the door, still smells like the summer before. Every Sunday, same old chair, like she might still be sitting there. Neighbors say he's not the same, but he won't speak her changed name. He just watches falling rain, like it washes back her again. Stayed still on that porch above the hill, counting days like fading lights, waiting for her silhouette at night. And in the wind he swears he hears a voice that pulls him through the years, saying love don't disappear, it just lingers when you're near. He still checks the empty drive, like she might be rolling by. Same old gate, same rusted swing, still holding on to everything. The porch light hums through the night, like it's searching for her light. And every shadow that he sees feels like her returning breeze. Her boots are still by the door, though she don't wear them anymore. Dust has settled on the frame, but he never cleans her name. The mirror shows a different man, but he don't change what he can. He just lives inside the past, hoping somehow it might last. They say that time will heal it all, but he still hears her when night falls, in a silence in the air, like she never left from there. He stays where echoes grow, in the place they used to know, loving her in quiet ways, through all the fading days. Swore he'd never let her go, under skies of fading gold. She said time will change your heart and leave the story torn apart. Years rolled down like summer rain, but her name still stayed the same, hidden deep inside his chest, like a secret he won't rest. Kept her notes inside a drawer, yellowed edges, nothing more. Every word she used to say never really went away. Friends would ask him why he stays, living in those empty empty days. But he just smiled and looked away, like she might come back someday. Still leaves the radio on low for songs only they would know. Every lyric feels like her in the static, in the blur. The kitchen light still softly glows where her shadow used to flow. And every night he almost hears her voice dissolve through the years. The hallway creaks like it remembers footsteps from forgotten Decembers. A broken clock above the frame still refuses to change its name. He writes her letters he won't send, pretending time could bend, bring her back through what remains, beyond the distance, past the pain. People pass him in the street, not knowing what they cannot see. A man who lives inside the past, where every moment tries to last. And when the night begins to fall, he answers love's unanswered call, not with words but with a sigh that never really says goodbye. Still leaves the light on low, like she might come back and know every step along the floor feels like memories wanting more. The wind moves through the window frame, whispering her hidden name. And for a moment he believes she's still here when he breathes. The garden grew wild and free, like it's missing company. Flowers lean toward the gate, as if they're learning how to wait. He waters plants she used to love, talks to skies up far above, saying she might understand if she could hold his hand. They just change the composition, but some love won't rearrange. It just learns to stay unchanged. So he lives where she remains, in the quiet and the pain, holding on to what was true, even when the sky turned